So hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Why did you dress like that? Exposing your body like a harlot. You are the one who attracted them. Just look at all that makeup you're wearing. You are the one who gave them the green light. Oh, you followed him home? Why go on a date with him if you didn't want to have sex? How else were you thinking it was going to end? In praise and worship? Why did you go to that party? Why did you go to that club knowing that it's going to be full of bad boys? Why? The questions are endless and the blame ceaseless. These are a few of the many queries that victims of rape are subjected to. But let us take a look at Bamise. What do you see? Modesty, conservativeness. No single part of her body exposed. You would think that this was a picture pulled out from a church poster. No jewelry, minimal makeup, nothing at all sexually suggestive. But still yet. Today's video is an update and the full story of Bamise Ayanwola, whose only crime was committing no crime at all. Call her the baby of the house. Bami was the last child of her parents, Joseph and Comfort. She had 9 older siblings. Bami worked as a fashion designer somewhere at Ajah in Lagos State, a seamstress, and she would commute daily from the mainland where she resided to the island where she worked. On the 26th of February 2022 at about 7 p.m. having finished from work, Bami boarded a BRT bus from Chevron Lekki to take her to Oshodi. She was on her way to visit her elder brother and his family. Her brother's wife was pregnant and needed some assistance, some of which Bami was very willing to offer. So Bami boarded this BRT bus, being driven by one Mr. Andrew Nice. Andrew was very far from nice. When she got into the bus, she noticed that she was the only one in the bus. Well, strange, but not so strange. Sometimes these buses can start up very scantily, sometimes even virtually empty, and along the way, the driver would keep picking up passengers until the bus gets full. So maybe that was a point that could have been ignored. The next red flag that Bami observed was that the interior of the bus, the inside of the bus, was pitch dark. BRT buses are supposed to be lit up both on the inside and the outside. So lit up in the sense that people outside, passerbys, can clearly see whatever is happening inside the bus. But this one was hell dark. The darkness was very unusual, and Bami's impulses were already getting heightened. Shortly after takeoff, the driver pulled over and picked up at least 2 other men. And when they passed several other bus stops, and this driver did not stop to pick up other passengers, despite there were many of them flagging for a ride, Bami knew, she was sure that she was in danger. Bami picked up her phone and started sending messages and voice notes to her friend via WhatsApp, expressing her concerns and her situation to this friend. She didn't stop there. She made some video recordings of the inside of the bus and then went ahead to send the bus plate number identifier to her friend. Her friend advised her that she should alight from the bus as soon as possible, probably at the next bus stop, but at this point, it was too late. And so they were communicating via WhatsApp, Bami giving her friend situation reports and her friend on the other hand encouraging her. Oh, how I wish there was an effective rapid response police number, a 911 in Nigeria, a number where one who perceives fear, danger or apprehension can call and get immediate help. How I wish, but there wasn't, there isn't. How How sorrowful it is to know that Bami knew that something sinister and deadly was about to happen to her, but couldn't get any help. How painful to have all these clues, but nothing could be done to rescue you. How 1,000,001 thoughts could have been running through her mind as she sat there in that bus, dark bus, terrified, surrounded by strange men, and having that gut feeling that that could be her last moment, but yet couldn't do anything to avert it. You see, these buses are quite big, very high, and they have their own designated pathways, so you would typically find them on top speed. Jumping out of the window would have been clear suicide. So resigning to what was coming, Bami's last chat to her friend was, "Please pray for me." After several messages from Bami's friends to her went unread, she called Bami, and the call was picked in error. The sound that was heard revealed Bami screaming and struggling with an unidentified man. That was the last sound that was heard from Bami. She was neither seen or heard of again. The following day, Bami was reported missing and the search for her began. Day 1 passed, day 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 days after, Bami still could not be found. After 9 whole days of searching for a human being, Bami's body was discovered naked, dumped by the roadside. She was lying by the Kata Bridge on Lagos Island, stone dead. When news of Bami's disappearance and murder made it out, it caused a huge uproar. You see, this was no regular commercial bus. This was no ordinary means of transportation. This was the BRT. Let me explain for those who do not know. The Bus Rapid Transit Vehicle, also known as the BRT, is a government transport scheme launched in 2008 by the then governor. Its core aim was to provide commuters in Lagos with a clean, reliable, dependable and safe means of transporting. There are several other options to move around, but this was a government scheme. People saw it as the government's mode of transport. People trusted it to be safe, trusted it to be dependable, trusted it to be a lot more reliable than that regular bus called the Danfo. How then can it be explained that a citizen boarded this government means of transportation and was killed in it? What security measures were put in place? People asked. Why weren't there CCTV cameras inside the bus, as is the norm? Why was the bus without lighting? Why was it not illuminated? Who was this driver driving the bus? Questions, questions, and more questions. But luckily, Bami was a 1 in a million girl. She left many of the answers, making the job of security operatives easy. She didn't want her killers to go free. She demystified her own murder before she died. A post-mortem examination was conducted on her remains, and it showed that Bami had died from blunt force trauma to the head. It also revealed that Bami was brutally raped, and so the manhunt for the driver of the BRT bus was launched. And it will surprise you that when Andrew's picture was released, the bus driver, when his picture was released, at least 2 other young women spoke out that that same driver had picked them sometime in the past, refused to pick any other passengers, and raped them in the bus. But shame, blame, guilt, the uncertainty of justice kept them from speaking up. So rewind a little back to the day when Bami was declared missing. This driver, Andrew, did not show up at work the next day. He fled to a neighboring state, Ogun State, and went into hiding. But he was tracked down and arrested by operatives of the DSS, the Department of State Security, and he was handed over to the police. Immediately, Andrew was brought into custody. He issued a confessionary statement admitting to raping and pushing Bami out of the moving BRT bus, along with his accomplices, who I should mention are still at large.
Telling the truth, she forced herself out of the car. She was crying for help, and everything was recorded. Because of dirty act I've done, has to be there. I'm afraid. I don't betray my friend. Because when I was working with this one, I never tell him the truth.
He was then charged with conspiracy, rape, and murder, and then the trial was opened. It came as a surprise to many, but not to me and other legal practitioners who know how these things play out. When this same Andrew that had confessed to raping and killing Bami retracted his confessionary statements and denied having any involvement in the death or disappearance of Bami. According to the driver and according to his new statement in court, he now claims that the bus was hijacked by armed robbers, referring to the other men that he picked after Bami, and that they had him at gunpoint. There was nothing he could do but obey their directives, and that it was these armed robbers, these kidnappers, that hurt and killed Bami. What a super story.
And then, but I pick her from Chevron. Okay. Then I picked the other 3 guys at Agbigin. Okay. When those guys showed me the weapon, as I was saying, sir, I was I can't be myself anymore. Fears have come in me. So whatever the man on guns sit down there, whatever he told me, is what I do. When I follow that Qatar bridge, after that overhead bridge, they ordered me to stop there. And when they ordered me to stop, so I should open the door. When I open the door, then the next track, when they come down, they now start dragging her down. When I saw she was crying for help, actually I'm helpless. So I was just thinking that she's inside the vehicle, holding the iron. So I move on. Arrested her last night.
How did they arrest you?
Where I ran to was when the issue happened.
In my analysis, I typically like to give ears to the 2 sides of the story, especially as a lawyer, knowing that everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty. But this retraction, this new statement, doesn't sit too well with me. And I'll tell you why. Let me also get your opinions, whether it does sit well with you or why you think it's not the truth. For me, 1, you had such an incident at your place of work. That boss is his office, is his place of work. He claims that he was attacked by armed robbers, gun-wielding men. Why wasn't that incident reported at the office or at the police station? Oh, it's none of your fault. It's not like you're going to get into trouble. If he was attacked in the bus, why did he keep such crime, such incidents to himself, especially knowing that somebody must have gotten hurt or injured or killed in the process? 2, why disappear? Why run away? Is that the normal reaction of a victim? You were carrying on your legitimate business and you were attacked, and your next impulse is to run away from the state and go into hiding? 3, why the initial confession? Why confess to a crime or crimes as heinous as rape and murder if you didn't do it? These are the questions and these are the sentiments shared by many. Let me get your thoughts down in the comment section. But while we share our thoughts and sentiments down in the comment section, let me tell us what the law says. Because as I always remind us, it is the law that prevails in situations like this, not what we think or what we wish. Legally speaking, A person, an accused person, has a right to retract his confession at several points in a trial, especially if he claims that that confession was born out of duress or threats. So sad and unfortunate as it seems, he is still within his rights to retract the confession. A few days ago was Bami's 24th posthumous birthday, and her family has now raised alarm that there are cover-up attempts on this case and that the Lagos state government has gone silent on the matter. You see, there is a legal maxim that we use in law that says justice must not only be done, but must be evidently seen to be done. So justice should not come as a surprise. Justice is not a surprise package. Surprise, justice, no. And it is not enough that the victim or the victim's family gets justice at the end if they are denied the satisfaction and the transparency of seeing the process. If they are put under any fear or belief that it could be compromised if it is unjustly delayed, then it fails to be justice, even if justice is given in the end. The end does not justify the means. When we speak about justice, the whole of the process is justice. So justice must be evidently seen to be done. So the big question on everyone's lips is, dear Lagos state government, where are we on Oluwa Bamise's case? This lady was attacked and killed right inside a BRT bus, a space that people consider government facility. Yes, it might be run by a private company. Fola Tinubu, one of the children of the president of Nigeria, who was the then governor of Lagos State when that project was launched. But the government cannot deny that that bus is typically attributed as a government facility. It has ties to the government. It is a government project. It is a government initiative. Nobody lost their jobs because of that incident. Somebody should have been held responsible. Why were there no CCTVs in the bus? The now Governor Sanwo-Olu, had come out to explain that yes, some of the BRT buses that were imported comes with CCTV, but the ones that were locally acquired to shock up the numbers didn't have CCTV. Whose fault is that? Why doesn't it have CCTV? Who takes the fall? Who takes responsibility for that lapse? It is a shame, it is a slight, it is a slap in the government's face that such a fate can befall a citizen right inside the BRT bus. If for nothing, that should spur the system to give this case an accelerated hearing, treated with utmost sensitivity and urgency. It's almost 2 years. When will judgment and sentencing be given? This is the question on people's lips. What happened to Bamise was horrendous, to say the least. And if the government failed her, even when she saw her death coming and gave vivid details about it, the least they can do, the very least that can be done for her, is to give her justice now that she is dead. I do not know who the driver is. I do not know who he knows. I do not know if he has any godfather. I do not know who put him in employment. I do not even know if Bami's family's apprehensions are well founded. But I urge the Lagos state government to be reminded of how sensitive and delicate this case is, and how the determination of this case will either portray a selfless government or one who aids and abets murderers of its citizens. The outcome will justify, and the world is watching. I will keep keeping us updated on this case until justice is served. So guys, we have come to the end of today's video. If you're new here, or if you've just seen my face, or if you've been watching without subscribing, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, drop all your comments, your feelings down in the comment section, turn on your bell notifications, and stay glued because we have so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezaville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.